Okay, we're back. So now we're going to have a look at a little bit of the numbers behind the UK. So we're going to be looking at how you reach your target audience by understanding the UK demographics. So let's first of all deal with some of the numbers that you're going to encounter. So let's start with the top numbers, the top figures. So in 2017, according to the Office of National Statistics, as I've said, that's where I get all the information from, the numbers are around about 66,181,000 people living in the UK. This is all done from census information. It's as accurate as you're going to get anywhere else. Now, in 2018, that's going to go to 66.5 million people or thereabouts. And if we look a little bit further, what you can see is the projections that are going forward. And if we go by the projections that we've got here, 2016 we were on 65.6. 2021 we're up to 67.6. There's a growth there. There's a big growth, and that affects your market. That affects how much trade you can be doing. But if you go to 2041, they're saying 72.9, 73 million, and if you go into a little bit further into 2040, mid 2040s, it's around about 74 million people. Now, it depends again on the life and longevity of your product. Is your product a once only hit that's just going to be there now, or are you looking for relationship building where you're going to be selling a product to a person on a repeat basis? Now, is your repeat basis weekly, monthly, annually, every 2 years, every 5 years? What is the lifetime value of your customer against your product or service? Those are the sort of things that you need to be coming to terms with, and you need to have an understanding of this information, not your trading partners. They should also know this information, but the chances are, and my experience tells me, that your trading partners will not have this depth of information unless they're absolutely spot on. Most of your trading partners, unless you're going direct to the consumer, most of your trading partners are normally too busy running their business to actually look at some of the finer points of marketing. And this type of R&D, this type of research tends to get put slightly onto the backburn until they notice a dip, or until they find a competitor has come in and actually taken the market. And in some cases, that is too late to rescue. So you need to have a good understanding of this at the very beginning. So let's go and have a look a little bit more at where we are. Is your target market the whole of the UK? So is it the 66 million people? Or is it just England, which is about 55? Wales, 3, Scotland, 5, Northern Ireland, call it 2 million, 1.9 to 2 million. Where is your target market? And then of course you need to break it down even further. So you go from England, Scotland and Wales, and you can bring it down into the parts of the UK, which we will come on to that in a little bit later on. So you can break it down even further. But what you've got to do is start looking at where these people are coming from. So let's have a look at this. Again, information you can get from the Office of National Statistics. These spreadsheets are all downloads from them. So here we've got the ages of the males now and what they expect them to be in mid 2041, and the same for females. Now again, this is good for you planning how you deal with the longer term business, assuming you need to look at long-term longevity. But this is very detailed because this is giving it to you by age. So you've got 460.9 males at the age of 26 in 16, and then you've got, the age 29, and then you got 463.3 when they're getting to 2041. So this is giving you a good breakdown. You can turn this into graphs and charts, but you can take this data and look at your market. If your market is to babies and newborns and mothers, then this is a great bit of information. How many babies are being born? And perhaps you're selling things that are to the gift market for 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. Again, how many of those are there in the UK at any one time? And this is good quality information, because if you've got a product that is only selling to the range of 3 to 5-year-olds and they're only going to be boys, you've got 1.2, call it 1.2.5 million people that you can target. So if you're targeting boys and you're targeting between the ages of 3 and say 7, then you've got a good idea by just adding those figures up how much opportunity you've got in the UK market. That means that you can do something, because you can start then looking deeper into the demographics, which we're going to come on in another video. You can start looking deeper into the social economic backgrounds to actually get more focus on how big your potential market is. Is it in the thousands? Is it in the tens of thousands? Is it in the hundreds of thousands? So many people come out and say, well, there's 66 million people in the UK, therefore there must be 1% of the market. But they don't do the figures, and you need to understand your figures. Again, where is the population? Where is it rising? Where is it dipping? Are you selling to the mid-market, the working people, 40s through to 50s? Are you selling to the older age generation, so the 70s and retireds plus? Where is your end product going? What is your market? This type of information is invaluable to you. This spreadsheet is available. It's also available on the Office of National Statistics website in the UK, free of charge. Now then, if you then take it a stage further, and we're going to do that on the next spreadsheet, then what you've got here is even more information. I'm just going to increase this a bit. I'm not going to go through it year by year, but I'm just going to give you some ideas. So here, this is females, males and persons, so that is all genders. So let's just increase that to a bit better so that you can see it. I love doing this live for you guys. So what you've got here is all the years going through, so you can get a good idea. Now you've got migration flows, so you've got net inflows and net outflows of migration. You've got all this data in here, so you've got the population at the end. We're going to come on to migration issues and people that you might be looking to sell to later on, so we'll come on to a chart with that at a later date. And then you've got the end of life for males and females. So if you're in the market where you're supplying product to the funeral trade, maybe some of the wood product that comes out of Estonia ends up going to funeral homes as coffins and things like that. This is information that you need to know. How many people are there going to be who are going to pass away and die during the years? So what is your target market there? And again, who are your competitors? And a competitor side of it we're coming on to in a little while. So again, you've got projected volumes of the population, and this is in persons. You can move it into male or female. So this is both male and female. There is a tab for both. Let me just scroll this up a bit so you can see that, and that'll fall back in the window. So you can see I've got a tab here for males. It's the same data but broken down by sex, and also a tab for females, and again same numerical data broken down by sex. So it gives you good information. Let's go back to persons. I'm just going to pull that out so you can get a bit more information. So you've got the population for males, females. You've got it bracketed into 0 to 14, 15 to 29, 30 to 34, etc, etc. So you've got some age related areas that you can go to. You can obviously break this down even more if you want to. So you've got the mean age, then you've got working age, pension age, children, you're 16 to 64, 65s and overs. You've got so much data in here. You need to take the headlines from this and work it through so that you can target your market properly. When you're dealing with your trade partners, what you should be asking them is, what is my target market in millions? Is it 40 million for working age? Okay, brilliant. Then we need to break it down even further. Socio-demographics and income streams and things like that, which we're going to come to on another video. I'm trying to keep these videos short so that we don't spend 30-40 minutes at a time looking at them. So I'm just trying to go through the basic data. So again, great. Children, working age, population and pensionable age. Absolutely vital information. I would never launch a product or go into competition with any of my competitors without understanding the numbers of opportunities. These are the headline figures. Then we go to the next stage and start drilling down. So let's do that in a moment or two on the next video.